Today we're going to work on a spacer drawing. So again, we're going to disregard these dimensions here and just draw the part that you see here. And I'm going to show you again a couple different techniques to practice and get better at using the dynamic input and our polar tracking and some of those skills. So the first thing that you want to do, again, if you have not already, just set up your quick start menu. You can do that, or if you don't want to, you do not have to. You can just do a new file new, or go to your start and start a drawing. So let's go ahead and choose our line. And again, I'm going to start somewhere on my screen here and then just follow what I have here. So I know my first measurement is 0.8. So I'm going to stretch my cursor over to the right, 0.8. Going to stretch my cursor up vertically. Our next measurement is this 0.6. Let's go ahead and type that in. Our next measurement from here to here, we have to do a little bit of math. So it's 1.4 minus 0.8, which is 0.6. And then our next measurement is an angle. I don't know the length of that line. I don't know the end point of this line. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to stretch my cursor out along a 45-degree angle. Now notice I have this green line here, and it's kind of, as I move my cursor closer, it kind of snaps right there. See how it kind of pulls right there? Well, that's because of our polar tracking we have here. And I'm going to do this drop down arrow. So what I have it set at, you can set it for 90. Let's show you 90. So it means it's going to snap at every 90 degree. 90, 180, 270, back around to 0 or 360. If I went to the second one down, it's going to be every 45 degrees. So, 45 degrees, 90, you're going to get a 135, 180, and you will see it's starting to snap to some other things, but as we drag our cursor, there's our 135 or our 225. Notice it's 135 from here over, but if you start at your 0, go counterclockwise, it is, when you get close to it, it's going to show you that it is, here, just look at my cursor, our 225, our 270, and then back to our 0. So I'm just going to stretch my cursor out. I don't know how long it is. I'm just going to stretch it out. Doesn't really matter. And along that 45-degree line and just click. And then I'm going to hit escape to end my line command because I really can't draw from here anymore. I'm going to go back to my starting point and draw this other side of my part. So I'm going to again notice how it snaps to the end point, and that's because I have my object snap set and I have endpoint chosen. So it's going to snap to that endpoint. And I'm going to go ahead and drag my cursor up. I have a 2 inch is my overall measurement, and I'm going to subtract that 0.6. So it's going to be 1.40. My horizontal measurement is 0.6. So what would happen, my next measurement is 0.6. Let's say I got careless, bumped my mouse, and I typed in my 0.60, and I realized, oh, man, I made a mistake. You don't have to erase. All you have to do is right-click your mouse and choose undo, and it'll undo the last part of the command, the last thing that you just did. So let's go ahead and stretch that out to 0.60. And then I'm going to head and stretch out my drawing here. Now here's where, again, I have to do a little bit of math. The overall measurement is 2, and I've already gone 0.6. So this measurement should be 1.4. Whoops, not 5, 1.4. And then I'm just going to bring my cursor straight down. And notice as it gets close to that line at the intersection point, it kind of snaps there, and that's the intersection symbol. Again, the reason it does that is because of my object snap, and I have intersection highlighted. If I did not have that checked, notice it's not snapping to that line at all. So once it snapped to the midpoint there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that back on. All right. And we'll snap to that intersection. So at this point, we have this extra little line here. And instead of just erasing it, I mean, you could come up here and erase it and put in a new line from endpoint to endpoint. But I'm going to show you something else that you can do. you can actually edit a line. If I select it, it has adjustments for grips on the ends that I can change. So I can slide that endpoint anywhere I want. We're just going to leave it there. I can use the middle one to actually slide the whole line, which obviously we don't want to do. So I'm going to select this grip and drag it clear back to my endpoint there. And again, it automatically selects the endpoint. And there is my finished part, my spacer.